So hi everybody, welcome to 2021. Happy New Year. I thought I would get started today at our add-ons community meeting by just asking folks on the call how they're doing today and how their break. Hopefully they had a little break at the end of calendar year 2020. So yeah, we're here today with Sylvain, Shivam, and Andrea. So I just want to ask, how was your break?
Thanks. I'll start. Yeah, holiday break was fine, slow. We didn't do much. We actually have a curfew now. So from 8 p.m. to 5 a.m., we cannot go outside anymore. All in Quebec to protect to protect people. So unless it's work related, you need to stay home. Um, so it's quite slow watching TV, yeah, playing video games, and trying to stay safe. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Um, yeah. How about you, Shivam?
It's like just lockdown after lockdown. Oh, after COVID, everything is break for me.
Oh,
Kindle.
yeah. I'm glad to hear that.
So yeah, just like I'm just playing some games, uninstalling them, finding new games, and then that's all. Here
I
it's
love
not
it.
lockdown, but yeah, it's to be safe, to be home all time.
Yeah. Yeah. Andreas, were you able to get some rest over the break?
Yeah, for me it was a good break. We are also in a lockdown now, or have been since mid-December, and it's just been prolonged till the end of January. It's probably not the end. We'll probably go into February, but yeah, as with other regions in the world, it's a tough time, but we'll have to make the best out of it.
Yeah. And how about you, Jorge? How was your break?
It was all video games all the time. So what pandemic? I don't know what's going on.
Nice. Yeah, for my break, I baked a lot of cookies and I started watching Star Trek Deep Space Nine. So
Nice.
that's where I'm at these days. All right, very cool. Well, I'll take a moment to just take a step back and acknowledge a friend of Add-ons. I want to give a shout out to two folks. One to Lisa Chan, who's our former outreachy intern who has continued submitting patches to AMO to kind of finish off some of the features that I think she had been working on as part of her outreachy project to help Scott, who's our editorial manager, make updates to the AMO homepage for marketing purposes. So Lisa had been working on a backend working on a solution for the AMO admin tool to help him be able to do that pretty easily. So awesome to continue to see pull requests come in from Lisa. We miss her. She was great. And I also want to give a shout out to Ankush Dua. Ankush came in and landed some patches to WebEx and then hopped over to Extension Workshop and submitted some pull requests to update the documentation, which is something that we really love. So thank you so much, Ankush. Definitely brightened up my new year to come in and see that. So today we are just gonna give a quick update. I think this is going to be a quick meeting today. While there has been a lot of stuff in the news for the last week, there's been a little less stuff in add-ons news. So we'll just cover what we got. So we've got a new Firefox version coming out in about 2 weeks. So that's going to go to desktop and also to mobile. With the mobile in Firefox 85, we are planning on having a thing. Oh, Jorge says the wiki still points to the 2021. That is super lame, and I thought I updated that, so I apologize. And there's the new doc. Thanks, Sylvain. Yeah, so the plan with Phoenix and 85 is that users will be able to install supported recommended extensions directly from addons.mozilla.org without having to go to the built-in add-ons manager in Phoenix. This is, so I think we're still doing a couple of tests in the next week to make sure that this feature is good to go. But the plan is to get it out. I will say that at this time, this is kind of like the next big user-facing milestone that we have planned. So we don't have, at this point in time, we don't have further plans to support general availability on Phoenix beyond the back end that we, beyond the workaround solution that we have on Nightly. Okay, so that's what's going on with Phoenix. For 2021, as we mentioned at the end of 2020, we're changing gears a little bit. We spent a lot of time in 2020 looking into monetizing the add-ons ecosystem, specifically with a program where developers could come and pay a fee and be featured or sponsored on the AMO homepage. So we are going to be winding that program down. We're still kind of looking through the program to decide what pieces we want to keep going forward into the future, or like ways that we could change it. But the pilot, as it was originally designed, we've decided not to move forward with that after reviewing the results. So we don't think that there was a lot of, we definitely learned a lot. We built a lot of really cool stuff. We're hoping to repurpose as much of the stuff that we built as we possibly can going forward. But we're going to be taking a step back and trying to like rethink what we might be able to do. And it's looking right now like our goal for 2021 is going to be around how using add-ons to drive users to install and use Firefox, be regular users for Firefox. So I guess we could just ask Jorge, like, Jorge, how's the planning process for 2021 planning going?
It's going. So we had to we had to shift gears a little bit last month, and that meant changing our plan significantly. So yeah, we're still going through the plan for this quarter and the following quarter. I think it's going to be along the same lines for both quarters. And yeah, like you said, it's the goal here is to drive Firefox installations through add-ons. And a part of that is improving SEO on AMO. So bringing more users to AMO, more non-Firefox users, particularly so that they can see like the benefits that add-ons bring, and then they decide to download Firefox from that. So I'm currently working on that, meeting with a few people and figuring out like exactly how we're going to optimize like the different ways people find AMO. So yeah, that's where we are now.
And the cool thing about this is that we had done some work on investigating like our SEO situation and like looking into possible SEO improvements not that long ago. So it'll be nice to be able to resume some of that work that we had started earlier, in the spirit of no work ever really gets thrown away. It just gets paused for a little bit of time. And then we also have some cool stuff happening over in the review queue, which is why Andreas is here. So the TLDR on this is that we're going to be incorporating machine learning into the review queue. So a couple years ago, when we switched over to the post-review model, we had designed a series of I don't want to call them check marks, but we had kind of like looked at some characteristics in add-ons that would then translate into a risk factor, and then we would like add up the risk factors, and then we would get a risk assessment score. So the machine learning is going to be an evolution of that risk assessment score, hopefully to refine it a little bit better. And I'll turn it over to Andreas now, because Andreas is the brainchild behind this.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Caitlin, you said it very correctly and explained it greatly. The old weighing system we came up with the introduction of post-review. We've seen a few caveats with it, and it was mostly focused on more developer mistakes than intentionally trying to do bad stuff or abusive mechanisms of functionality. And at the moment, we want to focus on that. We gathered some data already based on the things that we have blocked over the past couple of years and techniques that we have seen in malicious add-ons. And yeah, based on that, we have made use of machine learning algorithms, several of them, to help us prioritize the add-on review queues and help us support which add-ons we should take a look at first and which pose, or assumingly pose, the greatest danger to the ecosystem and its users. And so we're going to be incorporating that into our queues, and hopefully it will give us a better picture on how many, on which add-ons to review first, and give guidance to reviewers doing so.
Yeah, so we're really excited about that because we're thinking that once we kind of have the machine learning results and that are a little bit more accurate than our current review scores, we're hoping that part of that will be able to share with our team of community reviewers in terms of like which extensions could use some eyeballs on them more quickly. And so we know the risk assessment score right now in the reviewer tools, like it is what it is, but hopefully this will pinpoint it a little bit more and we can actually say like, hey, you know, y'all, if you have some time this week, we could really use some help investigating these add-ons. So that's our long-term goal. Hopefully we'll be able to report on some good progress towards it soon. In the interim, we've kind of decided to pause on onboarding new add-on reviewers. So folks who are already part of the add-on reviewer program, we'd love you to continue contributing through add-on reviews. It's really great. But I think for us right now, what we're thinking is that we just kind of want to pause welcoming new folks on board until we can get like a little bit more precision about what add-ons need targeting. And then we can actually go forward and say like, you know, from our viewpoint, like we just want to make sure that volunteers have an opportunity to like meaningfully contribute. And this will help us make it a little bit clearer about like, we could really use some help with like this particular set of add-ons. So not to say that I feel like because it's 9 a.m. on a Monday and I'm only 2 cups of coffee into my day, I don't want to misstate the contributions of our current community add-on reviewers are really important. We're just hoping that this can focus those efforts a little bit more, and that once we get new people on board, we can kind of start them off with a good experience saying like, here's where the focus can be. Like, here's specifically where we need help. All right, any questions?
No, sounds great. Good job. Looking forward to it.
Sorry. I was just going to say, to add one more thing to the scoring, the weighing system wasn't all too bad. We're going to reuse some of the components of it and some of the signals that we gathered. But we're extending those signals and replacing a few ones that proved not to be super useful with the machine learning system. So you still see some of the old signals, and we're going to look into how to expose them better to reviewers. There are several categories those signals can fall into. And yeah, one of the things I will be looking at later this year is how can we improve descriptions and explanations to reviewers so they can make a better decision. And these values can actually help support understanding what's going on in the background rather than just presenting a percentage number.
Sweet. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I think this will be really cool when we can get it moving. So at this time, I would like to open up the floor and also just uplift Sylvain's comment about last week, our CEO, Mitchell Baker, published a blog post about how deplatforming isn't enough. And this is in light to some of the recent violence that we've seen here in the US state capitol, a lot of which was coordinated online in the open. I think this is a really tough topic, and it can be a really hard, there's not going to be kind of an easy solution towards kind of healing some of the wounds, I think, of people who have been radicalized in echo chambers across the internet. But some of the things that Mitchell was pointing out was that, we have partnered with some groups like NYU to create an extension called Ad Observer, which helps you, brings a little bit more transparency to the people behind some of these technologies that are helping extremist groups meet up and coordinate and recruit new members. And how, we're seeing companies like Facebook trying to silence or hide some of those products. So we definitely have our work cut out for us as people who love the internet, and hopefully as people who, want a world where, people aren't really afraid of violence erupting in their hometowns. Thanks for that, Sylvain. I also, thumbs up that blog post. Anyway, it's tough here in the US. I'm sure it's tough in other places. We're definitely not the only ones who are suffering from this. But if anybody would like to talk about what's going on or how add-ons play into it, you can come talk to me at any time. Is there anything else anybody would like to add? Maybe like a New Year's resolution or a hope for 2021 beyond, oh my God, just like get everybody vaccinated so we can go back to a bar and have a drink together. Okay, no other hopes. I'm hoping that Hulu retains the rights to stream Star Trek for the foreseeable future. There's a lot there, and I'm running out of other television programs to watch. So I'm very much looking forward to this.
So you've seen all of YouTube?
All right, folks. What was that? All of YouTube? All right, folks, take care. I'll see you around the internet.
Thank
Bye,
you,
everyone.
Caitlin.